Subcommittee of the Executive Finance on donations and contributions to order. And I believe we have 3 items to consider, which have been passed out to you. First one is $500 to the Cherokee Public Library. Sorry about that. I'm getting ahead of us. Okay. First we'll have the invocation. Councilor Austin.
Lord, thank you for giving us this opportunity to come together once again today and do the people's business. As we do that business, let's help us remember the least among us. In your name we pray, amen.
And roll call.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Kara Cowan Watts.
Honey.
Bill Anglin. Bill John Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard.
Here.
Julia Coates. Bradley Cobb. Joe Crittenden. Jody Fishinghop. Here. Meredith Fraley. Here. Janelle Fulbright. Here. Don Garvin. Chuck Hoskin Jr.
Here.
Tina Glory Jordan.
Present.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
Christo.
Here.
David Thornton. We do have a quorum.
Okay. We do have a quorum. Thank you. I was getting ahead of ourselves. Okay. Under our business, we have 3 requests that have been submitted. The first one is $500 from the Cherokee Public Library. Councilor Meredith Fraley.
Yes, Shoto is establishing a new library, or a library in Shoto. We've contributed some of our Cherokee history books also to the library, and this is a donation in particular to set up a website and other related items in the startup, just part of the startup costs.
Okay. So you make a motion for its approval?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, item 2 is $4,000 request to Round Springs Baptist Church. And that, the chief has not recommended that. He's recommended forwarding it to COTA. So, yes, Councilor Buster.
And I'm okay with making a recommendation to COTA. They did get some funding back in 2004. And the reason I went ahead and signed off on this request because this church is a historical church in Delaware County, probably built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it's attended by most of the full-blood Cherokees over there. And it is an old church, and it's a historical building, but we'll see how it goes. I'm okay with letting COTA handle it for now.
Okay. Councilor Baker.
Well, it's real easy to say to turn it to COTA, but COTA doesn't have any money. And this church is celebrated their 150th anniversary this summer. If you go into this church, it's got the pews are lumber that is solid pieces that came over the trail, or before the Trail of Tears that came from back east. It's a full inch thick, and it's cut out of a tree that is just had to be huge. And I went back for the reunion, and there was 150 Cherokees that were up there, and it's got to be the oldest church that we've got, and I hate to turn it to COTA when we know they don't have money for such as that. And so I would gladly second your motion to go ahead and fund it.
I'll make a motion to fund it.
I would second that motion.
No, there's no funds left for Delaware County, is that correct?
No, not that I'm not aware of. There's none left in Delaware County, but
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just a point of clarification from the principal chief's recommendation. I think when he said COTA is community, so he thought that those organizations in the community for this church could chip in and help build that handicap ramp, which is what those organizations were set up for. And I'm not sure of the funds for the organizations that are located next to this organization. Also, there are some funds going to be coming available through the the line item that you have in the donation contribution budget, or line item budget for the food pantries, the community organizations, and the nutrition sites. So I'm not sure if those funds will be in this area or not, but those will become available.
Okay. First, I had Councilor Fishing Pond. Hand was up
Me and Joe wanted to give the last bit of our money, the $282 to the Adair County.
Oh, okay, can you hold off on that till we finish this? Councilor Hoskins.
I just want to make sure, so the reference to CATA is a reference to local Cherokee organizations, not to the CATA program?
No, I assumed it's the CATA program, but that's what those are established, is for those community folks to come together and assist each other in their local communities.
Right, the CATA program, as I understand it, would support an organization that would form, meet certain requirements. There's certainly a lot of restrictions on those CATA funds, but that's what he contemplates is for this church to take advantage of the CATA program. I just want to make sure I understand.
That was what I understood. We were texting. He's out of town, and I failed to get this in front of him, so I had to do it by message. But that was my understanding, that the goal and intent of the communities to work together is what that program is all about. So I just thought it necessary to point out that because it's a handicap ramp, I know the principal chief is willing to go into the community and help build that ramp and assist those folks.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, the motion was made and seconded that we go ahead and fund this, but there's no funding available for Delaware County.
I withdraw my motion.
Okay, so we'll withdraw. Okay, Councilor Jordan.
Okay, Doug, is there any money left in the food pantry line item or the tribal organization line item that we created last year? Could we not, by friendly amendment, fund this source out of that if we have money left? Or Paula, maybe you know that.
But at least that would
I do know
have to go
that
to full council. You have to amend it on the floor at full council.
If we pass this on, and then we could amend it at full council for the funding source, if Paula says we've got any money left in those line items.
I actually prepared the paperwork this week for that line item for those, the food pantries, the community organizations, and the elderly nutrition sites, which is a total of 50 organizations.
How many?
50. There was $100,000 in that line item, so the paperwork has been prepared, and its deadline was to be turned in tomorrow for processing.
Okay.
Yes, it should be all obligated, because per the council instructions and in the passage of that line item was
What about
$2,000 per organization.
What about the ball team money? We have ball team money left.
I don't handle that, so I couldn't respond to that.
There
but I can
is
find
plenty
out.
of ball team money left. We could divert enough of the ball team money to meet this obligation if you wanted to go ahead and run it through, and then we bring it up the night of the council meeting on how we're funded.
I'm willing to do that.
So you make that,
I would offer that as a friendly amendment to Harley's motion. If he hasn't, if he's
but it actually was withdrawn. Do you want to restate the motion?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know does it have to go to full council?
Well, let's see, it would. Okay.
Okay, I just want to say something. This program, donation and contribution, has $8,983 unobligated in it. I understand it's broke out by districts, okay? But if those districts that don't have anything in the queue this month, the only way they can utilize their money is with a recommendation between now and next E&F committee and garner concurrence from the principal chief. Okay, so I want to make sure that everyone, we all understand that. So I guess if the other districts have projects that is in mind and is going to come forward, then obviously that's a moot point. But there were, early on in this program, there was a lot of awards that was split throughout all the districts. You know, even though they weren't located throughout all the districts. But,
Councilor Hoskin.
I'm just wondering, since at this, I mean, I support actually moving the unused ball team funds to a purpose that'll be used. I just wonder, procedurally, do we need to do it on the floor of the council? Because we do it in this committee, it takes the concurrence of the administration, but that's not even in this budget we're talking about here. We're talking, this is donations and contributions. So I agree with this approach. I'm just wondering if we should do this on the floor. I'm not sure what the correct.
it would not follow the normal process flow, because anything that is voted on out of here that's pursuant to a normal appropriation process typically would go to the ENF committee and be a rider to the mod package. But no matter, I guess, whether you do it here or not, you still retain that privilege and right as appropriating body to amend mod 10 on the floor of full council anyway.
Mod 11, yes.
Or 11, excuse me.
Yes.
Well, let me ask the question of this committee then. Doug just stated there was $8,900 left in the funds for this donations for the council, right, for each district. Would the other council members be willing to take whatever's in their accounts and then fund this? That way we wouldn't have to go to full council or a mod, would we, Doug?
Well, Councilor Hoskin has the most.
And I quite honestly would, accept that I've got 2, possibly 3 organizations in the queue, but I do think we're looking at money that's going to not go away, but it's going to be out of our reach in ball team money. It seems like this is a great purpose to use it for, and I think I would be shocked if the majority of the council would support taking money that's going to not be used and use it for such a great purpose. So I think on the floor is the better procedure.
Councilor Jordan.
And you didn't tell me whether you still had a pending motion or whether you accept my friendly amendment.
I'll restate my motion to fund this at $4,000 and ask Doug or you, Chairman, to write up a mod at the next council meeting to take it out of the ball team contribution.
Okay, you're making the motion to take it out of the ball team contributions of $4,000 for Round Springs.
Yes.
Okay. And is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Okay. And then this will have to be brought up at full council
Okay.
to change it at that point.
All right.
Any further discussion on this? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next item is $350 to the Mays County Fair Board. Councilor Creighton.
Yes, this is sponsored awards for the premium auction sale that they have each year, and we supported it last year, and they're asking our support again this year. And what they are trophies and ribbons and just awards for the sale.
So you're making a motion?
Yes, sir.
And the motion's been seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. If there's no other business?
Move to adjourn.
Excuse me, pardon? Is that, do you have other business?
Yes, I'd like to turn my
Okay.
time over to Janelle.
I'm sorry, I have Jody down earlier. Sorry about that. I had you down. I just didn't look.
Janelle does, I've been trying to do that.
Okay.
She's been waving at you for an hour, she said.
Okay, Jody.
Okay, I want to give the rest of my money to the Adair County Book Fair.
Yeah, I'll have to find out.
This is what Joe and I want to do with the whole $282.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. I have a question. Now, she's recommending that she give the balance 282 to the Adair County Fair Board. Do we need the concurrence of the chief?
Since
this,
it's not
we
on
do,
here,
right?
since it's not on this
It's
list,
not on here.
it'll have to be pursuant to normal appropriation
the
process. So it
legislation.
has to go with the mod package now. You'll have to do it in conjunction with the mod, similar you would
But
Except that'll be a
the
different
chief's-
funding
The
source.
chief's representative is here. Could you give consent to this item? I mean, I know there hasn't been the force.
Per the legislation, that's prerogative of the principal chief, and he has not delegated that to me.
I see.
So-
Oh, you're good, Paula.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Okay. So that will also need to be brought up at the full council.
I feel like I can answer for him on my part.
Okay.
I
Janelle?
like that.
Councilman
If-
Floyd,
if-
and I would like to donate our $218 to the Marble City Food Pantry.
Okay. So once again, that'll need to be brought up at full council. Councilman
Paula,
Floyd?
could you by any chance bring that in front of the chief before the full council?
These two items,
Make them
actually,
like-
I was going to recommend to, so we would be in compliance with the legislation. Possibly, I could either text him, call him to see if he would consider the two items while you're still in session, and then it's done.
That'd be great.
If I can reach him, because I know he had a back-to-back schedule today, so it was
You're even
more,
getting higher on the totem pole.
but that keeps you in session longer,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
That-
so it's totally
that's
up to you.
fine.
What was it? I don't have enough information.
Jody?
Yes.
Adair County Fair.
Adair County Fair,
Yeah, the premium.
premium.
I'm not the
Yeah, the rest of us
what do they call it? Curtis? Oh, I'll get it to you. It's council, works over in environmental. Adair, or Adair, head of it.
Okay, so Adair County Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can get.
Mr. Chairman, what's the pleasure? Yes, do
Okay.
it?
Yes.
You're going to stay in session?
Yes.
Or recess or something?
No, we'll stay in session.
Okay, I will do my best.
Email you first, I'll correct you.
I gotta have 9 here, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nobody else can leave.
After Harley leaves, nobody gets
It's hardly the last one.
I'm close to the.
Harley surely not leaving.
Where you going, Harley?
We just gave you $4,000.
one more than we
He said that has to go to full council.
Oh, because not
We
everybody's.
got to have 9. Just got 13.
Okay, they got.
So I'm saying one more than leave, we got 10 here. Yes, Harley, you're,
Ball King 0. Livestock Trust 0.
$100,000 for one for individual water
$200,000 cut on fire department.
Bridge money's been cut.
I'll have some reports before you go into full council with some recommendations of what some of those initiative budgets you're referring to still has some funds left in them. And as I mentioned to Tyna, thinking y'all were adjourning, we'll get with the program people because sometimes you never know. They may have documentation that's going to obligate more of that budget. And applications are sitting on someone's desk and they hadn't entered them into the financial system. So those are the times when I don't know the funds have been spoken for, and we can get, like when we first started this thing, we had all those applications of those sports teams that wasn't in the system, and it looked like nobody was spending anything, but they just hadn't entered all of it yet. And there was, bam, all of a sudden, it's 10 grand.
Mr. Chairman, the
Yes.
principal chief agrees and recommends approval of those two accounts.
Okay. Then do I hear a motion that we approve both of those amounts?
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, might I ask that I could get W-9s and the applications, just so I get all the names correct and such when we process, for processing?
Okay.
Marble City Food Pantry, and Adair County Fair.
Okay.
$500.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hear a motion to adjourn. All those in favor of adjourning say aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, you want to stay in session longer and speak more about it?
it's Chris that got a bit mad.
7-6.
Appreciate it, sir.